Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Chrissy After Dark. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. If you guys can hear me, push one in the chat. Okay, my playback sounds good. Hello, hello. So, I came on to yet again respond to some of the feedback I got on my last two videos about the new trophy wife. And I didn't expect to be talking about this so much, but some of the feedback is just ridiculous to me, and it just needs to be addressed, in my opinion. So that is what we came to do. Hey, everybody. So you can hear me great. Happy Saturday. I tried to come on here earlier, but I couldn't make it. So, yeah, let's jump right into it. Let's first talk about the hypergamy, fearmongering that is happening when it comes to this topic. I just think that part is a little bit ridiculous. Now, I want to start out by saying that we all know that there can be an uneven power dynamic in hypergamous relationships. We know that men of means are capable of abusing their power. We know that they often do. We also know that many women will tolerate abuse with a high earning man for a certain lifestyle, like we saw with Isis or the new trophy wife. That is a thing. And this is why I repeatedly encourage women, and especially Black women, to have their own money and leave at the first sight of abuse. If you've been listening to my channel for any length of time, you know that I always tell women abuse is the deal breaker, right? So I agree with all of that advice being given. I don't want anybody to mistake what I'm saying here. However, I do have a very hard time believing that most of these women care that much about women and children being essayed or violated and harmed by men when y'all only seem to discuss this kind of thing when rich men are the culprit, right? And I have a hard time believing that y'all fear these abusive men when Black women are statistically still dealing with men who abuse them the most, which are one, Black men, and two, poor men in most cases. Am I wrong about that? Like, we know the stats, right? Black women and children are out here getting fucked up the most by poor men, not rich men. Yet you have all these warnings about hypergamy when stories like this happen. And I'm not saying it's wrong per se, but y'all are quiet any other time. I mean, is it because it happens so frequently with poor men? I'm trying to, like, there are so many Black women, and Isis is not even a Black woman. I think she's mixed, but there are so many actual Black women and Black children, Black little girls getting essayed and harmed by Black men, poor Black men. Y'all don't, the stories don't go viral though, right? Yeah, is it normalized? Is that what it is? And so my thing is this, if it is so normalized, right? And y'all don't feel compelled to talk about it, then stop talking about this non-existent hypergamous boogeyman. That, that's how I feel about it. Like, if you're only going to take it seriously when rich men are the culprit, then why, don't really, because it makes the outrage appear to be fake. And I didn't want to say this in the first two videos because I didn't want to seem like I was deflecting, and not talking about the issue at hand. But now it's time to talk about that part. Yeah, it does feel normalized. But, statistically, it's not hypergamous black women getting unalived 6 times the rate of other women. Those are mostly poor and lower class black women. It's poor and lower class black girls getting SA'd at 60% under the age of 18 or whatever the statistic is. So if that is really a concern, ladies, then there should be more fear mongering about black women dating and marrying hypogamously, not hypergamously. And I know somebody's going to take this as, oh, you're trying to um not hold men of means accountable. No, we always do that here. But I'm saying, like, those are not the relationships that y'all are in where this is happening the most. And I know that now, these relatively small sectors online that includes channels like myself, that include channels like myself, we're, you know, encouraging black women not to be hypogamous. But outside of that, I see more hypergamy fear mongering than hypogamy fear mongering. And to me, that's an issue. Because what I do know is that most women, most black women are not going to stop dealing with men. Y'all are not going to stop dating men. It's totally unrealistic to expect women to stop dealing with men. You're not going to stop dating them. You're not going to stop having children with them. So if you're going to do that, you want to make sure you're in the best financial position possible. And that is not in a hypogamous relationship. That is the least protective situation that you can be in. Yeah, Dominique says, Chrissy, let's be real. Our community loves that selective outrage shit. They like making dating out or dating rich men the boogeyman since things go wrong. Yeah, and that's another thing. When it's white men who are the culprit, who are doing something horrible to black women, all of us, and oh, you should never date white men because this is what they're going to do. Meanwhile, you're getting fucked up the most by black men. So it's just looking like fake outrage at this point. And what I really, really don't like, and what I'm not going to allow people to keep doing, is trying to drag me in this and my message because I encourage black women to be hypergamous. That's what we're not going to keep doing. And it's interesting because some people are accusing me of victim shaming ISIS. Other people are accusing me of not holding her accountable. And at this point, I just chalk that up to binary thinking, because I never said that I thought ISIS was telling the truth about everything. In fact, there were people who got mad at me, women, black women, who got mad at me for calling her out for trying to school other women on how to get a husband like hers while she was getting SA'd behind the scenes. That was fucked up, and that was some scammer shit. And like I said in my first video, that is part of why people side eye the hypergamy sector, because of shit like that. But now, because I still think her husband touched those little girls, now I'm absolving her of any wrongdoing. That's nothing but binary thinking. I can hold ISIS accountable and still think her husband did what she accused him of. Those things are not mutually exclusive. They can exist at the same time. And then one woman said I was quote unquote jaded. So I'm jaded about black men because I'm siding with a woman who said her and her children were SA'd instead of siding with the man who says that she did it. Look, if a woman comes out here and tells me her kids accuse their father or any man of touching them, I'm going to believe that woman. I'm going to believe what she says. I don't care if that sounds biased. I'm going to believe that woman until she is proven to be lying. I am not going to believe that this man is innocent until he's proven to be innocent. I don't care how that sounds. And the fact that you have other black women calling me jaded for saying that, that says a lot. Oh, you're just jaded. You've been hurt by a black man. You're just traumatized. Meanwhile, the people who are accusing me of that, they're the ones who have been essayed and abused by black men. And keep in mind, that has never happened to me, y'all. Thank God. And I'm not bragging about that at all. It's just something I'm pointing out. I have never been essayed or harmed by a black man or any man. I grew up with my black father in the home. He always told me I was beautiful. He almost always came home from work with the gift for me. It's my black father who taught me how to be hypergamous. I've said this several times. He is the one who taught me how to have high standards in men. And he's the reason I don't tolerate a lot of bullshit from men. He's the reason. So y'all can blame him. It's a black man's fault that my standards are so high. And I feel like y'all really be having it twisted, because it's usually the black women who actually had good fathers that have high standards in men. It's usually the black women who haven't been violated by a man that have high standards in men. So no, I'm not quote unquote jaded or traumatized. I just don't coddle men or excuse their poor behavior. And it seems to me that the women who coddle black men the most are the ones who are actually abused by them. I know I can't be the only one who sees that pattern. It's like a form of Stockholm syndrome or something. Has anybody else noticed that? Yeah, have you noticed some of the biggest pro-black men, black women on this app who have the videos out there, well, channels, entire channels, caping for black men the most? They almost always have a traumatizing story when it comes to black men. Almost always. Or they were raised by a single mother, something, horrible, something tragic has happened to them. And they're always the ones calling other women jaded and traumatized and, oh, who hurt you? Bitch, you're the one who's hurt. You're the one who's hurt. And that's why you're all confused. It's a form of Stockholm syndrome, and nobody can convince me any differently. And one of the women who were talking shit the most, her own husband is on this platform, and I have heard him with my own two ears be straight up verbally abusive to black women on YouTube. And she is the one calling me jaded and traumatized because I'm not willing to tolerate men like her husband. So what y'all gonna do is get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Ladies, be aware of these black women out here trying to convince you to tolerate and empathize with degenerate black men and abusive black men because they married one. Because a lot of that is going on out here. And they try to do this, stupid ass reverse psychology shit on you and try to make it seem like it's you with the problem when it's them that's tolerating a bunch of bullshit. And if you know who I'm talking about. And it's like the nerve of some of these women to come on here and try to psychoanalyze somebody and diagnose somebody when they're online with their husbands, their verbally abusive husbands. And who knows, he could be physically abusive, but I don't want to, put that on him because I don't know. But I do know that they both have rumors of being felons. And you're on here trying to diagnose somebody, ma'am, you're not qualified. You're not. And I'm really trying to figure out how this whole trophy wife situation became a BWE fight. And for those who don't know what that is, it's Black Women's Empowerment. It's a sector that existed way before I came on here. And I ended up, becoming a part of. And I had to disassociate myself from it because of all of the infighting and the ridiculousness and the extreme personalities in the sector. But y'all picked a fight that wasn't even there. And it's because you're in competition with other content creators. You're battling for subscribers, you're battling for views. You want to be the only one Black women listen to when it comes to these kind of topics. So you're just making up shit. That is what you're doing. And it's all about competition, and you think that nobody sees it. And you're putting all this shit on me that I did not say. Oh, you think all Black men are bad. When did I ever say that all Black men are bad? The divestors call me a mammy because I don't say quote unquote all Black men. So what are you talking about? And see, that's how I know some of these women are compromised. Like I said in my second video, because they think that a Black woman rightfully calling out a bad Black man means we're talking about quote unquote all of them. If you can't comprehend the difference between me talking about a potential abuser versus all Black men, and your brother and your husband and your daddy, then yes, bitch, you are compromised. I'm sorry to break it to you. You're compromised. You are. Shay says Black people will celebrate anytime a Black woman has a failed relationship with anyone other than a broke Black man. See, I told you they weren't better. Right, exactly. Exactly. And thank you, Shay, for the super chat. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's just, it's ridiculous, y'all. And you know, what's really pissing me off is the lying on my platform and, you know, trying to connect me to shit that I don't have anything to do with. And you have people out here reaching to do that because they're in some one-sided competition with me. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to lie. And it's really not that serious, y'all. This is YouTube. This is YouTube. You don't have to sit there and lie about stupid stuff. I mean, I'm not saying I don't take this seriously, but y'all, it's not serious to the point to where you have to just lie and make up stuff. It's not that serious. It's YouTube. Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to highlight these comments. And it's crazy because, you know, the same woman who claims I'm jaded and traumatized when she clearly is jaded and traumatized herself. But it's crazy because this is the same person clearing Shira of any blame for the new trophy wife situation. But she's turning around to blame BWE when Isis said herself out of her own mouth that she listened to Shira and Kevin. And again, I don't think that Shira can be blamed, but how are you saying, oh, don't blame Shira, but then point over here to BWE or to me specifically? Isis didn't say shit about Chrissie. She didn't say nothing about Black women's empowerment. I don't even know if that woman knows I exist. But because some of these women, again, have this one-sided competition going on with me, they're trying to drag me in it. And ma'am, she said I have an agenda. No, that is what you call an agenda. Trying to blame people you know have nothing to do with this essay case and trying to clear the person that was actually mentioned all because you like them more. That's an agenda, ma'am. That is having an agenda. And it's childish. And some of y'all need to grow the fuck up. It's not that serious. Right. Kevin Samuels is not getting blamed. But all of a sudden, here comes Shira, Chrissie, and y'all were wondering why I did this video. It's because before I did the 2 videos, I was hearing people do their videos and they're like, yeah, and I listened to Shira and Chrissie, and I'm like, okay, wait, no. You're not going to lump me in with this. And baby, look, nothing against Shira, but we're 2 different people. Two different people, two different platforms. You know, our messages overlap. And another difference between me and Shira is that I care about how people use my content. I care about how people spread my message. I care if people are misconstruing what I say and misrepresenting me. And also, I don't have the backing that Shira has. I don't have a following that's gonna, you know, go to bat for me like Shira's followers do. I don't have that. I don't have people who are gonna correct these other content creators when they completely misrepresent me and my platform. I don't have that backup. So I got to come on here and protect myself. So you damn right I was going to do a video on it. Hell yeah. Because a lot of times when Black women are talking about the hypergamy sector, they mention me. And so, yeah, I felt a responsibility to come on and say something about it. And because I did that, you know, and people can't really prove that I have anything to do with what ISIS had going on. They're trying to implicate me just because they, or incriminate me just because, you know, I'm part of the sector. No, I'm not going to let you do that. Not on my watch. And then the girl, she was like, oh, well, she basically accused me of saying that I feel like all Black men are R-wording women, R-wording and pillaging women. And I don't think that white men do it. Ma'am, I have a whole interview on my channel with a white man encouraging Black women not to worship white men or excuse them of any bad behavior. And see, this is why I said that these women are compromised and it's actually them with the agenda, because why are you making shit up about my platform? Why are you doing that unless you have an agenda? Unless you're attempting to put out a false narrative about me and my platform, because that is what you're doing. And she's like, oh, you know, I'm not compromised. I have integrity. No, don't insult my intelligence. We know the difference between a Black woman having integrity and being compromised because you're with a Black man. A verbally abusive one at that. So, you know, this didn't, all I was doing was reporting on it because it was part of my sector. This didn't have to turn into a BWE back and forth. Like, again, I don't see how this turned into that. And to the divestors, because I see them throwing shade too. I don't have to do the content that you want me to make, beloved. Any story involving SA, that's not my wheelhouse. Y'all know that. But yes, I am going to discuss it if it involves someone that is from a sector that I'm a part of. That doesn't mean, you know, I don't care about any other SA cases. No, that's because this story overlapped with the sector that I'm in. That's the reason I did a video. It wasn't only because it went viral. And as I said before, to the divestors, I'm not in competition with y'all. I'm not trying to prove who loves Black women the most or who cares about Black women and Black children the most. So if you want that title, you can have it. I already told y'all that. So all this shade y'all are throwing, that's unnecessary as well. I don't think about you when I do my content. I report on what the fuck I want to report on. None of you have a say in that. Get over it. And you're not going to be the only ones on here to give commentary on some of the same shit. Get over it. And if we want to talk, or if I want to talk about topics because they go viral and they're affecting a critical mass of Black women, I'm going to do that. There's nothing you can do about it. If you want to talk about Black femicide all the time to prove you love Black women the most, do that. But you don't control my content and what I talk about. Get over it. And if you want the title of who, BWE queen, divestment queen, who loves Black women the most, you can have it. I don't want it. I don't want it. And again, I see that these women are picking fights all because you're in competition. You just don't want, and this is why BWE fell apart. This is the reason. Because nobody wants anybody else to be on the mic. That is the heart of your issue. You want people to think you care so much about Black women more than everybody else. You don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't make this about some BWE bullshit. Not when we're all pretty much saying a different rendition of the same thing. You have no reason to be mad. And so that's why I know it's about competition. It's about views on YouTube. It's about subscriber count. It's about you being in competition with bigger channels and you being mad that I have more subscribers than you and I have more listeners than you. And you can say that's not what it's about, but that is exactly what it's about. I'm not stupid. And so you need to get the fuck over it. You need to get over it. I was here before you. I put in a lot of work to get the subscribers I have, to get the views I have. If you want that, put in the work. Because beefing with me is not going to get you that. Beefing with me is not going to get people to listen to you. That's not going to make people want to listen to you. That's not going to suddenly make you have more subscribers than me and more views than me. You have to put in the work like I did. And you can say you don't care about YouTube, but obviously you do. Because in every other video, you're mentioning me or throwing shade or comparing yourself to me in some kind of way. I don't do that with you. Only time I mention you is when you mention me. And I let a lot of shit slide. I really do. And then after so many times, I come back and I'm like, hey, well, what's up? What's up? Because you still talking crazy, but at the same time, you're saying, we don't care about you. We don't want to be a part of that. You this and you that. And why are you still worried about me then? Why are you so concerned with my views and my videos going viral? Because you care about this shit and you care a lot. And I'll keep saying that shit. But we're not in competition. Yeah, I know some of you aren't aware, but there are some channels on here and they have a pretty strong influence. They have a lot of followers, what I consider to be a lot of followers. And our followers overlap. So some people here know who I'm talking about and some people don't. And so the people who need to hear this are going to hear it. And that's why I'm putting it out. But yeah, like this had all in all, overall, this had nothing to do with BWE. And I really don't understand how this became a fight about that. I really don't. Well, I understand. Again, it's a competition thing, but I just think it's ridiculous. And I think you women need to grow the fuck up. Most of y'all are too old for this. And if you really claim not to care about YouTube like that, and you don't think it's a real career, and you think you're so much better because you have all these degrees and these jobs outside of YouTube, then you shouldn't be worried about YouTubers like myself who do this part-time or full-time. You should not be worried about us. You shouldn't be so invested in it. You shouldn't be caring about our views. Yeah, I know they lurking. They hear exactly what I'm saying. They all in their Discords talking shit. And good. They need to hear me. I want them to hear me. Because this is just getting ridiculous. And then I also want to talk about when it comes to this new trophy wife situation, all of these supposed Black boogie women. Because I heard a lot of talk about how, oh, Black women had no empathy for Isis and her children. And, they want to see her suffer. And, I think after the niece came out and said what she said, I think that Black women were starting to question it. But before that, all I saw were Black women who had sympathy for her. And if you want to be technical about it, and I know some of you hate when I bring up colorism, but in the beginning, all I saw originally were light-skinned women accusing her of lying. Or if they weren't accusing her of lying, they were pointing out the holes in her story. They were blaming Shira 7 and everything else. It wasn't dark-skinned black women. Dark-skinned black women had a ton of empathy for ISIS, as usual. We're always going to have empathy for, the light-skinned woman, the mixed race woman. We had a ton of empathy. We were, running to do damage control for Shira. And I'm willing to bet that it's mostly unambiguous dark-skinned black women who are donating to ISIS's GoFundMe. Yeah, y'all were doing all kind of damage control for Shira. Many of the comments are still under my videos of black women doing damage control for her. Kamara says, I'm a dark-skinned woman. I didn't have empathy for ISIS. Yeah, you're one of not many, I feel like. I feel like most of us had sympathy for her, including me. I empathize with her. But I'm just trying to, and I say that to say, like, where are all these black boogie women who are, okay, y'all are saying y'all see dark-skinned women dragging the niece. Oh, dragging the niece. Yeah, exactly. I see a lot of black women dragging the niece too, talking about her wig. I agree. And so it's like, I don't, the narrative y'all be trying to paint, it's ridiculous. Not the wigs tell a story. Y'all, please. Please stop. Oh, no, I didn't get a new mic, Zach. I didn't get a new mic. It's the same mic. It's my Yeti mic. I don't know, maybe because I'm a little closer to it right now. But yeah. Yeah. Toffee says that wig traumatized me. See, y'all are wrong. But the thing about it is, I don't like the narrative that y'all try to push about. Y'all try to create this black boogie woman, and it's not just in this situation. It's in so many different situations. Where y'all are like, but black women did this and black women. And I'm not saying that no black women are criticizing ISIS. I think she should be criticized for some things. But for the most part, it's black women who are supporting her. I'm quite sure that the bulk of her audience are unambiguous black women. How much you want to bet? I'm quite sure that the bulk of those GoFundMe donators are unambiguous black women. Most of Shira's followers and supporters are unambiguous black women. And even with all the infighting with her, like, yeah, I see some dark-skinned women critiquing Shira, but it was a recent situation where some woman was, I guess she does a whole bunch of videos against Shira on TikTok, light-skinned woman. Some of the first women who came out against ISIS on YouTube, light-skinned women. But somehow that's being blamed. Oh, well, it's all these unambiguous dark-skinned, where? Where? The first women I'm seeing accusing her of lying, light-skinned woman and her husband. But they online trying to spin the narrative that, I don't have sympathy for ISIS because she's light-skinned. That's another narrative that was being, that I heard that on a platform recently. Oh, people aren't empathizing with ISIS and her children because she's mixed. Where? Name names. Who's doing that? I haven't done it. Who are the dark-skinned women specifically that have done that? I mean, if y'all colorish, just say that, because that's not happening. That's not happening. Black women attacked me for saying that ISIS vetted poorly. Other black women attacked me. So where are the dark-skinned women who aren't empathizing with ISIS because she's mixed race and light-skinned? Where are they? You're going to have to name names. You're going to have to show me receipts because I don't see them. Exactly. Shay says, if anything, she's getting more sympathy because she's light-skinned. Exactly. Exactly. It's like y'all don't want us to criticize light-skinned women, mixed women at all. And it's y'all are in a tricky situation right now, right? Because it's two people from the community that are coddled the most. Light-skinned mixed women and a black man, which is her husband, ISIS and her husband. So y'all all over the place. You don't know who to defend. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about the black women who it applies to. First you were, oh, it's so sad. I'm so sorry, ISIS. And then when the niece came out and said the black man was innocent, then y'all are, oh my God, the black man is innocent. Oh my God, now we have to defend him. Y'all don't know which way to go. Because it's two people you coddle the most in the community. And you can't fully say that either one of them are innocent. So what do you have to do? You have to go all the way outside of them and somehow blame a dark-skinned black woman when she ain't got nothing to do with it. You got to go all the way outside of that and blame Chrissie when the bitch mentioned Shira and Kevin Samuels. You got to reach so far and blame me when I wasn't even mentioned. And you got to bring up how dark-skinned women are so jealous when we ain't got nothing to do with this shit. Nothing at all. And y'all mad when I call out this ain't shit, trash ass colorist community. It's because they do shit like that. And you think I'm gonna sit back and not say nothing? When you trying to somehow blame me for this shit? Oh, bitch, you got me fucked up. You got me all the way fucked up. Yeah, the reaching is crazy. It's crazy. Frida B says, don't forget she mentioned an Indian lady too. They went off about you instead. What Indian lady? Who's the Indian lady? Chow. Who's the Indian lady she mentioned? And this is why I said, God forbid I ever get blamed for, and something happens to one of my followers and they find out that they listen to me. Oh, I'm going to be blamed all up and down the internet. It ain't going to be no, oh, Chrissy didn't say that. It ain't going to be no TikTok videos like y'all doing with Shira and bringing up all the receipts. Y'all ain't going to do that for me. It ain't going to be no, oh, remember when Chrissy said this? Y'all ain't going to do that for me. Y'all will gladly blame a dark-skinned black woman. Oh, Universe Guru? Oh, I didn't hear her mention her. Oh, okay. I don't even watch her. I'll have to check her out, but wow. Yeah, and see, so you're saying that ISIS mentioned the Universe Guru? How come y'all not, how y'all, wow. So ISIS mentioned Sheba and the Universe Guru, and y'all somehow blaming Chrissy and BWE? Child, I can't. Throw the whole fucking sector away. Throw it all away. Because I can't. Kamala's getting blamed too? What Kamala got to do with it? Oh, y'all, this sector is so fucking ghetto, and I can't. Yeah, see, I can't speak too much on the Universe Guru because I don't watch her channel, but y'all said she talks about proposals in weeks. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so how come y'all ain't brought her up? How did Chrissy come up before her? if Isis mentioned, because this is my first time hearing about the universe guru. This is my first time even hearing about her. So how did I and BWE come up before her? Y'all ain't shit. And this is why I said, dark-skinned black women, think long and hard before you decide to get on the mic, show your face, and give advice to other women, especially black women. Because you are not going to be given as much grace as these other women. You're not. Nobody's going to back you up like they back up these other women. Toffee says Anna Bay took black men out the home. You know what? Yeah, just saying says because she's not black. The black community likes an easy target. They do. What? Modest Goddess says, I see some black men talking about dark skinned women jealous because she's light and got expensive tears, but still defending her. Man, what the F? Wow. That's wild. And black women are her main supporters. They're her main defenders. She got a whole, both Isis and Shira got a whole defense team of black women. But we're so jealous. Just saying says, why can't people blame the PDF? Exactly. Exactly. Or if you're going to blame a content creator, why aren't you also blaming Kevin Samuels? Because, like, that is kind of eerie, right? That Kevin is on record telling a black woman to basically ignore her child if the child says that the husband abused the child because children lie. And that's like the same scenario that the new trophy wife is in. That is eerily similar. Eerily similar. But here we are blaming women. Here y'all are blaming women because I'm blaming who the fuck it needs to be blamed on, and that is that raggedy man. And it don't have nothing to do with him being black. Y'all are crazy. NJH says, I'm glad I moved on from the community. I'm just here to support Chrissie, but this has nothing to do with me, and I won't use my platform to discuss it. Good for you. Yeah, and I wouldn't have discussed it if I didn't hear people, like, I had to jump on it quick because I knew where it was going. When I heard that woman say, yeah, and because I listened to the hypergamy sector, I listened to Chrissie and Shira, and she named like two other people, and I'm like, oh, hell no. Oh, no, no, no. Because I knew what is happening now was going to happen. And I'm not necessarily blaming it on y'all, but it is these irresponsible content creators trying to like drag me in it, and I'm not going. I'm not going to allow y'all to do that. I'm not doing it. I love us, American Black Woman and Girl says, I agree with black women coddling biracials and black men the most, and light skinned black women very little. Yeah. It's biracial. It's like a hierarchy, right? It's black men, then light skinned biracial women, then light skinned women, and then unambiguous women, black women, and then unambiguous dark skinned black women. It's like a hierarchy. It like how much sympathy a woman gets in the community depends on how she looks. That's just the way it is. And I know that people can't see me. I'm anonymous, so that's part of why I don't get as much defense. But even if I was, if I wasn't anonymous, based on me being a dark skinned black woman, Yeah, I wouldn't get as much sympathy. What's that girl on TikTok who went viral not too long ago for saying, that she gets so much hate from dark-skinned black women. She's a black woman in luxury influencer. And she was saying that, she tries to represent for dark-skinned black women the most, and she gets attacked for it. Somebody put her name in the chat. I forget her name. Beautiful dark-skinned black woman. Is it Gloria? It was another one though. It was like a couple different ones. And then it's another like sugar baby type chick who's kind of like Shira who's getting attacked. Yeah, so yeah, Gloria. I guess the other one's name is Jessica. So yeah, it's just I don't recommend I just don't recommend that. Y'all are gonna do what you want to do, and I'm not trying to discourage you from like being a content creator, but I'm just trying to warn you of what comes with it. You're gonna get straight up attacked, and if something bad happens, or you make a misstep and you do something wrong, or if something happens to one of your followers, you're not going to bounce back from it like Shira is doing. You're not going to get as much backup from other black women. It's just not going to happen. So just keep that in mind before you decide to be a content creator. That's all I'm saying. And before you decide to come out here and put your face on hypergamy topics and femininity and all that stuff and black women in luxury, because like my advice to black women who want to become content creators, find a niche or a sector that is universal. Find a sector that is going to attract a wide demographic, not just one group of women. And, I know that I have a platform for black women, but if I would have known what I know now then before I started, I would have probably did something differently. And I'm not saying I regret it because, I helped thousands and thousands of black women and dark skinned black women, but girl, let me tell you, it's a lot. It's a lot. So you want to make sure you diversify your brand, and thankfully, I have a lot of other things I'm doing outside of YouTube. So this doesn't matter to me as much. I'm anonymous. It doesn't matter that much. But if you come out here and you put it all on the line and you show your face and you show your identity and you show your lifestyle, make sure you cater to a wide demographic of people. That's all I'm saying. That's my advice. Because if something happens, you're not going to be able to bounce back as quickly as a light skinned woman, as a mixed race woman, as a non black woman. So yeah. And something else that I wanted to say about this whole thing is that and it falls in line with the hypergamy fear mongering. I see a lot of shaming women for wanting partnership with men, and I try not to come across as being biased because y'all know I told y'all I'm not gonna stop dating men. I look, I understand that the girls are decentering men and all that stuff, and it's the 4B movement. I'm not gonna stop fucking with men. I'm just not gonna do it. Now, will I ever marry a man or live with a man? I don't know, girl. But as far as like not dealing with them altogether, probably not gonna happen. Hold on, y'all. Why did my chat just go blank? Can y'all hear me? Yeah. Island Girl says trying to help black people is futile. As a black woman, you will get attacked. Yeah. And at the end, there's little to no reward. I mean, there's a reward, but if you're talented, I'm not saying that you won't get rewarded. There are benefits. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I haven't benefited from doing this. Um, but if you have the talent to appeal to a wider demographic, definitely go that route. Definitely do that. But yeah, so but I was gonna say is it is completely unrealistic to expect women to stop dating and having romantic partnerships with men. Okay? And while many women are definitely operating from a place of desperation, simply wanting a relationship with a man is not desperate, y'all. It's not. Just because women watch videos on how to improve their femininity or how to social climb or, how to talk to a man or how to vet men, that's not desperate. It's not desperate to want a relationship. Like, and I think that some of these conversations are becoming, I know y'all hate when I say that I use the extreme word, but it is what it is. A lot of y'all are fucking extreme. Do y'all really think women are gonna stop dating men and men are gonna stop dating women? Yeah, dating might decrease or, the birth rate might fall, but it's never gonna completely stop. Yeah, and that's what I was getting at, Shay. Um, I feel like I kind of respect the women who say, you know, um, I choose not to deal with men at all. I don't want to fuck with them at all. That's fine. But don't harass women who want to date men and try to force them to do what you're doing. That's my whole thing. And saying that women are desperate simply because they want a man and want to date one, to me, that's extreme. I'm sorry. And y'all can get mad at me for saying that it's extreme, but it is. And I know somebody's going to be like, oh, well, it's not extreme to prioritize your safety because men are dangerous. That's not what I'm saying. Um, but men have always been dangerous. And, not to come off as me caping for men because I'm not doing that, but most women are not going to be unalived by a man. That happens. Most women are not going to experience that. Okay. So, and there are some of us who are having really good experiences with men still. So it's like you're not going to convince us to stop dating men. It's not going to happen. Yeah, just saying says I hear you. I think times are extreme. Yeah, and I mean, look, if you are part of the 4B movement or you're part of the group that doesn't want to deal with men at all. Listen, I don't blame you. If you don't want to take the risk, I completely understand. Men are risky. It is what it is. I'm not in denial about that. I'm not delusional about men. Um, but you have to understand that women are still going to do that. I mean, you risk your life having children. Women are still going to want kids. They're still going to have that desire to have children. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that we do that's human nature, that's risky, that can risk your life, that we're still going to engage in because those are our natural human desires. And I feel a little funny when people are shaming women for natural human desire. You get what I'm saying? It's a natural desire for a woman to want male partnership. That's natural. There's nothing wrong with that. You know? Yeah, are men risky? Absolutely. A lot of other things in life are risky. Y'all still gonna do them. So, my platform, I'm operating from a place of reality. And this is what I had to tell a woman in my comment section recently, because, she wanted me to like go into, I guess, I don't know what exactly she wants from me, because I always get on here and I tell you guys about the potential downsides of hypergamy. I always tell you to have your own money. I always tell you that, men lie, men cheat. I mean, we always have those discussions. I feel like I'm very thorough when it comes to, the information that I give. Um Hold on. But I feel like that this woman in my comment section, she just wanted me to just, I guess, completely denounce hypergamy. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that, because women are still going to they're still going to date. They're still going to date men. Most women are. I'm not talking about the minority of you who are 4B and, you're not dating men at all. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the majority of women. They're still going to date men. So, sure, I could come on my platform and be like, stop dating them all together. Just date other women. Most women are not going to do that, y'all. They're not. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to date women. Okay? I don't want to eat vagina. I don't want to date women. I want to date men. And if I'm not going to date men, I'm just going to be single. You feel what I'm saying? So, we can't force most women to date other women or not date men at all. We're not going to be able to force most women to do that. So, what I'm going to do on my platform, instead of trying to force women to do that, I'm going to tell them, I'm going to school them the best I can on how to get the best deal if you still going to deal with men. I'm going to show you how to vet, because men are risky. Because that's the most realistic way. That's not me being desperate or anything. That's just me saying, if you still gonna fuck with them, here's what you should do: X, Y, and Z. Yeah, if you're gonna take the risk, then do X, Y, and Z. Nothing desperate about that at all. It's just life. That's the way it is. Humans, men and women, they're gonna want to be together. That's human nature. And so I'm not going to get on my platform and just ignore human nature to make you women who have sworn off men to make you feel better. I'm just not, I'm not going to do that. I respect your choice. I definitely respect your choice. And I understand. And something else I want to say is, what do y'all expect, right? For all of you 4B women who think that all women in the world should just stop dealing with men altogether and be in community with other women, depend on them, and just have this big old matriarchy. Do you think there's not going to be hierarchy within the matriarchy? Do y'all really believe that? Do you really believe that women will not abuse their power in that dynamic? And I feel like I want to talk about this in another video when my thoughts are fleshed out. But do you really think that other women aren't going to try to one-up you? Do you think there will be no competition in a scenario like that? Look, I'm not saying that things won't be safer, right? Not saying that women won't be safer with other women if this, hypothetical all-woman society or community happened, right, where we're not dealing with men at all. Well, first of all, where the men gonna go? But I mean, whatever. And what are they gonna do? I have so many questions. Gina says, let's at least try it. Okay, but my question is, hypothetically, what do you think will happen? Because I'm going to tell you this, and this is not me trying to throw anybody under the bus. it's shade. It's not shade, but it's shade, okay? But like even the women who are preaching this whole, 4B thing, and I won't even say 4B because I feel like that's kind of disrespectful, because the women in Korea who are doing 4B, they're really doing it for their survival, because they are threatened in a way that women in the West really don't have to deal with as much. So I won't bring them in it, but I will say, like, the women who are trying to get other women to completely stop dealing with men at all, right? And stop fucking with them, period. Like, they themselves have been exposed for trying to dominate their partners, right? And abuse their partners and be aggressive and do all the things that they claim just men are doing, right? Manipulate women, the women that they're with, right? And I said this a long time ago in one of my live streams, but you know, I'm familiar with the gay community, right? I have some gay friends, some stud friends, some mask friends, right? And this is why I say, like, I feel like the masculines have a problem. And I'm probably gonna get in trouble for saying this, because a lot of the masculine women act like the men. And so, when I think about like this all woman society, and some of these very dominant, headstrong, masculine women are leading the charge, some of them behave like men. Like we say, men behave, right? And so that's another thing. I mean, have y'all accounted for any of this? Have you thought this out? This all woman community that you guys are looking to build. Have you thought that part out? Have you thought about the hierarchical scenario that you're going to be in? Gina says we can give each other the option to come in and out safely. Think of Wonder Woman. Realistically, do you think that would happen though? Do you think that all women in this all woman community would allow other women to come in and come out safely? And no women would ever try to dominate other women, or try to flex on other women, or try to compete with other women? Do you think that that would never happen? I'm just trying to, you know, give you guys a different perspective, because I think that while we're learning so much about male nature, I don't think you guys understand women as much as you think you do. Because I can tell you now that even on this platform, women are competing with me, and it don't have nothing to do with men. It's not for men, it's not about men, it's because they want to be ahead of me as another woman. It don't have nothing to do with men. They're nasty towards me. They drag me because they want to be above me in the hierarchy of women. I'm just giving y'all some food for thought. Yeah, I agree that women would never be as brutal. That's what I agree with. I feel like we would be physically safer with each other. Absolutely. So, and I think the kids, would be safer and better taken care of among women. So, I agree that, even if we still date men, we should still have a community with other women. Absolutely. I need my female friends. I need my girls. You get what I'm saying? I need all the women in my life. My mom, my mom is my best friend, my sister. I need those women. And I absolutely feel safer with women. So don't get me wrong. I understand what you guys are saying, but it does feel like you're romanticizing this life that you're trying to build. I do feel like some of you are a little bit naive when it comes to that. I'm not going to lie. And maybe it would have to happen first for you guys to get it, but y'all, it seems like y'all think that if you completely remove men from the equation, there will be no infighting among women, and y'all are sadly mistaken. And I think that I know this so well because I do what I do. And I work with women. I counsel women. I'm on a platform with other women who are competing with me. I see how nasty and diabolical and cutthroat and savage other women can be when men are nowhere in the room. Just Saying says it's internalized misogyny. Is it just misogyny? Or is it humans being humans, like somebody in the comments said? Because I'm of the mindset that humans are hierarchical, competitive, and that includes women. I don't think men have to be in the room for women to be like that. To be honest with you, I don't. Because I mean, I'm dealing with women who have completely discentered men who are swear off that who cannot stand them and who are straight up stalking me, competing with me, harassing me. Don't have nothing to do with misogyny. Some of these women are feminists. Even some of the feminists who are so anti-misogyny, they're competitive as fuck too. And they do it more in a very covert way. And they're very slick and savage with it too. Gina says, come on, be positive. I'm trying to be, but look, I'm just being realistic. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know if y'all are going to get out of this what you think you're going to get out of it. Now, okay, Gina, if you're just talking about the safety aspect, I totally understand. Totally get that part. But it's going to be a lot of other stuff you're going to have to deal with that I don't think y'all have, thought about. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And this whole idea that hierarchy and competitiveness only exists in the patriarchy, oh baby, y'all are in for a rude awakening if you think that only exists with men. You're in for a rude awakening. I'm just saying. Y'all are saying most women are pick meshas. Listen, I'm talking about the women who are in competition with me and who have decentered men. Women who have decentered men, women who are feminists, hardcore feminists, lib femmes, hate my fucking guts, competing with me over YouTube views and subscribers. Men, we ain't competing for men. They not compete with me for men. So what are they competing for, ladies? What are they competing for if men are not in the room? I'm just trying to give y'all something to think about. Okay, yeah, women can be patriarchal, but I'm specifically talking about the women who are not patriarchal, y'all. How do you explain the women who are not male identified, the women who are not patriarchal, the women who have claimed to be, get rid of, they're free of the misogyny? Why are those women still competing with other women? What's the reason? Why? I want you guys to give me an answer. Why are they competitive? Why are they hierarchical with other women when it's not about men or patriarchy? Boom. Bell says human behavior. So how do you get rid of that? How are you going to escape that in a community with women only? So just saying you're saying they're still patriarchal? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're just human. Maybe it has nothing to do with patriarchy at all. Samantha says the huntress archetype. I agree with that. And I don't think that's a very feminine archetype. I don't think that has anything to do with men. I think women can just naturally be like that. And I think women, we have not accepted that about ourselves yet. Really, I think we haven't. And this is not me trying to, get men off the hook, because they ain't shit either. Men really ain't shit. I feel like men are much worse than women. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, like, Y'all think it's gonna be like this just wonderful utopia of women everywhere and nobody fights and everybody's kumbaya and we all get along and nobody competes and nobody thinks they're better than another woman. Nobody gets to be the HBIC. Nobody's the queen. There's no peasants. Girl, you in for a rude awakening if you think that that's how it would be. You're in for a rude awakening. Because let me tell you, them queens, girl, them queens. And a lot of the queens are the ones trying to convince you to do this. And baby, they want to rule over you. You are their peasants. I'm just being honest with you. A lot of the women who are preaching this to you, this all woman society, they want to run shit just like the men do. Especially the masculine women. The masculines, trying to tell y'all don't know, man. If y'all only knew. Modest Goddess says, Chrissie, do you think some of the hypergamy content got a little game goofy like the divestment movement? Absolutely. That's part of the reason I did the first video on the new trophy wife situation. And that's why I said, as soon as a movement blows up and goes viral, it gets watered down, it becomes bastardized, it becomes extreme, and it becomes a joke. Nobody takes it seriously. So yeah, I do. Yep. That's why I feel like I have the responsibility to talk about it. You know, this is why I said in my first video, these little 30-second clips, y'all gotta stop that shit. Like, I get it, they're funny, they're witty, it's cute, it's digestible, but it lacks too much nuance. And that can lead women astray. Y'all sitting here thinking, oh, all I gotta do is do this, you know, look pretty and go sit at the bar, and that's all I have to do, and I'm gonna get my high value man. No. Yin and Yang Twin says, thank you for the content, Chrissy. You really helped me open my eyes and continue to help me better myself, my life, and life choices. I appreciate everything you've done. You truly are a hero. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Thank you. I love that. I love getting all the testimonials. Yeah, and if you guys remember, I did videos like on the femininity sector when it started going left. Ooh, girl, I'm telling you, I've talked about this before. I've talked about the divestment movement going extreme, BWE going extreme. You know, I've talked about all that, and they hate me for it. I've gotten dragged for calling out these women. And that's why I took my shit down, because I don't like, and you know, it's not our fault either when people just, because y'all do this a lot. The audience does this a lot. You take the bits and pieces that you like and you leave the rest of it. You know what I mean? And it's like, you kind of got to take all of it. You just you just can't take parts of it, you know, like, oh, femininity is about looking cute or whatever. You just can't take that part and then leave the inner work, you know? But that's just what a lot of people do. So, and we can't be, you know, we can't be blamed for that. We can't blame people for taking half of the message if we put the whole thing out there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, to answer the question, yeah, the movement has gotten real goofy. And it's like entertainment at this point, you know? Unfortunately, that's what it's become, just entertainment on the internet. And I hate that. I hate that because it started off really, like, with some really good information. Uh-uh. Rose says, all you have to do is look at the dynamic with an abusive masked lesbian with her lipstick lesbian girlfriend. Yeah, that is true. Because some of these masculine lesbians are unaliving their girlfriends and everything. I'm not saying they're exactly like they're like masculine men, but they're similar. And this is why I say I feel like it's the masculines. You know what I mean? It's not just always masculine men. It's just sometimes masculine people. Something's wrong. Like something's not all the way there with the masculines. And I'm not saying that the feminines are perfect because we just got done talking about, the flaws of the feminine. But I'm just saying like that need to, and see, I don't even know if that's, I don't even know sometimes. Sometimes I just feel like a lot of it is just human nature, but I feel like the masculines are worse with wanting to dominate and control people. Wanting to dominate, control. They're a lot worse with their competitive nature because I'm telling you, the most competitive women are masculine usually. They have a lot of masculinity in them, you know? And we all are part masculine. I'm masculine and feminine. We all are both masculine and feminine, all genders, right? But I'm just saying, it seems like the more masculine, the more toxic. It really doesn't matter the gender. So I'm just saying, y'all think this society, and I'm just saying, a lot of the women who are like, um, have like the queen archetype that be wanting to run shit, a lot of them have that very dominant energy, right? Very dominant, competitive, jealous, hierarchical energy, women like that. And sometimes it don't have nothing to do with men. That's just how they are. Tika says Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All the Leo women I know are like that. Leo's got it bad. Leo women. Oh my goodness. And there are things I love about Leo women. They're bold, they're confident, they have that queen energy that, very like they can be very generous and they know how to bring people together and, you know, bring community to get, build community with other women. Like there are things I love about Leo women, but that Leo archetype is the one I bump heads with the most, online and offline. And my brother's baby mama is a Leo, okay, white woman Leo, so she already white, okay, she already thinks she running shit because she white. And she's also a Leo. And I'm a Cancer. I'm pretty laid back in person. I'm an introvert, so I'll let a Leo have all the attention, right? Leos like attention, right? They want to be the talker. They want to have the all the attention. They want to be the center of attention in the conversation. I'm very willing to give Leos that because I don't necessarily want to be doing all the talking. So she's very much like that. Always, talking, always want to be the center of attention, always want to, be seen, right? She's definitely like that. But the problem I have with that archetype is that when they start crossing me, and thinking you gonna hoe me. I'm not your hoe. You're not gonna sun me. And so that's usually what happens with me and Leos. They think because I'm nice, they can sun me. And then when they figure out they can't sun me, then it becomes a problem. Then it's like, oh well, where did that come from? Then I gotta bring my pinchers out and I gotta, put them in a place. Like, look, I know you used to running shit, but this ain't that. You can have all the attention, but you can't sun me though. You can't sun me though. And that's how I've had to treat a lot of these Leo women online as well. If you've noticed, I've had to correct them and be like, you ain't gonna sun me. So, that dominant energy is in me as well. It takes a little bit longer to come out. You kind of got to force it out of me, but that's there in me as well. Just saying says a lot of Leo women are content creators. Really? Yeah, I know a lot of Gemini. Geminis are very present in the content creation game. People who are either Geminis or people with Gemini planets or placements. But yeah, my point in saying all of that is, ladies, I don't know what you think you're going to get with a community of women. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I fuck with Leos. I fuck with you. I fuck with all the signs, really. I'm just saying, like, there's some shadow characteristics that I don't get along with when it comes to certain signs. Modest Goddess says, Chrissy shading everybody tonight. You ain't slick, sis. I'm always shading everybody, though. Am I not? Kitty Jackson says, I think we would have to break off into tribes. And, that is exactly what would happen. Just like any other community, we would break off into tribes and different groups, and, you know, but if you think everything's going to be, flowers and rainbows, nah, never going to happen. Selena says the Leo slander is wild. We love the Leos. Look, I will slander every single sign, because let me tell you something. I got a problem with all y'all, including other cancers. Let me tell you something. I will never date a Cancer man. I will never date a Cancer man. I barely fuck with water signs as friends because they're too fucking clingy. And I'm a Cancer. This is coming from a Cancer. Now I act a lot like a Gemini because I'm, Gemini rising, Venus and Gemini. So yeah, I can't fuck with a lot of water signs though. Just way too clingy, clingier than I would like them to be, and way too emotional. Just saying says don't bring Caps in it now. Y'all are one of my favorites. I love Capricorns. Capricorns are one of my favorites. Now y'all can be a little harsh and cold, but I got a special place in my heart for Capricorns. Capricorns and Aquarians. Well, you said something, just saying. You brought up the Caps. Chip says Capricorns are cool, just boring. Yeah, they can be boring. Mhm. Selena says I cannot with the water either, or air. Yes, both are in my chart, but I don't care. I'm the same way. I am the same exact way. I have a predominance of air and water in my chart, and I can't do a bunch of air and water signs. I just can't. I prefer fire and earth. And I think maybe it's the opposite to track thing. I don't know. But I can't do somebody who's too flighty, because I'm flighty. I'm sometimey. I'm moody. I don't need anybody who's equally as sometimey and moody. I need to be the only one in the relationship that's moody and sometimey. I'm just saying. Luna, I am a Cancer sun, Gemini rising. But yeah, it is what it is. Y'all got my point. And I'll be doing more metaphysical stuff on the second channel, which I am still going to get around to that. I know it's been a long time. I'm still going to get around to it. Um I'm actually, well, I'm not going to announce what I'm going to do. You'll see. But I will hopefully have a video coming up over there soon. Cuz something came up that I think I want to talk about that fits the second channel. And I was trying to wait till I got done with my series for my website, but girl, that ain't gonna get done probably before. So I just need to just start putting content over there. I'm really trying to, I'm speaking of astrology, I am in the middle right now of my Mars return. So I just got a burst of energy. Like I want to do everything right now. And so I'm working, and I'm already kind of like that anyway, just working on different projects or whatever. But that's kind of why you've been seeing a little bit more content from me. I've just been really productive lately because I'm dealing with my Mars return. And so, like, I just want to have my hands in everything. I just want to execute all of my ideas. And so, like, I'm just working on so many different things. And it's to the point to where I'm working on so much, but because I'm working on so much, it's not getting done quick, as if that makes sense. So it's like I need to, and I know that's the Gemini energy in my chart, like being all over the place. So I need to like narrow it down and really work on one thing at a time and stop being so scattered all over the place. But I know you guys don't see what I'm working on for the second channel, but I'm working on a lot. And eventually you'll see it, but I'm full of ideas, and it's so much, but just stick with me, y'all. It's going to be some content over there. I promise. I promise. What? Most Pisces are corn stars? I did not know anything about that. But I don't know. That makes sense when you think about it. Because, like, that super fluidity kind of thing where, like they're just everywhere all at once. Because, my sister is a Pisces, and in her younger days, she was very promiscuous. So, I don't know. And one of my best friends, a Pisces male, he is very promiscuous as well. And he's gay, and he's just so very promiscuous. Very, very promiscuous. So I don't know. There may be something to that. So keep the Pisces slander to a minimum. Yeah, Pisces, yep, they deal with addiction. That is very true. Oh, boo yourself says you just gonna believe that blindly, Chrissy. No, because I have experience with y'all. That's why I said I would probably never date any more water signs, because I don't think I can do it. Because I know how y'all are. I know how I am. And another thing about Pisces, like, Pisces, you know, Pisces are really good at covering up shit. When they don't want you to know something, you're not going to know it. And that bothers the shit out of me. Because I am very good at reading people. Pisces is the hardest to read for me. It's like I meet Pisces, sometimes I can read their mind and sometimes I can't read anything, and that drives me fucking nuts. I hate that. My niece is a Pisces, and I feel like I don't know who she is, and that bothers me a lot. And sometimes I know when she lying to me, and I'm like, girl, I know you lying, but I can't put my finger on it, but I know you lying, and you got me fucked up. So I just feel like y'all are really good at hiding stuff. Sam says, "Oh, trust me, I know everything a Pisces woman is hiding." How do you know? Tell me, how do you know? And I can some Pisces I can read like a book. Like my sister, I feel like I can read her pretty well. But my niece, not so much. I don't know why. Yeah, listen, male water signs are the worst. All of them. And I will never again do that ever again. Not Cancer, not Pisces, not Scorpio. All three of those men water signs in men, absolutely not. Gina, I love fire signs though. I love fire sign men. I feel like I have a problem. Yeah, somebody mentioned Virgos. Douglas, are you a Virgo? Is that why you're asking about Virgo men? Listen, I really do like Virgo men. Like my brother is a Virgo, but they are very critical. And I also know somebody who isn't a Virgo. He's a Cancer, but he has a lot of Virgo planets and he is extremely critical, and not only that, but he pays a very close attention to detail, and I don't want nobody knowing me like that. I know that sounds real fucked up, but no, you can't know me more than I know you. Like I can't do that. Yeah, Modest Goddess says Virgo men are the best, very organized. Yeah, my brother, he's like that. Very organized, very meticulous about everything. Yeah, it's like I I prefer to be the observant one in the relationship, like somebody who is very observant, who sees everything, who notices everything. I prefer to be that one. It's not to say that I'm hiding anything, but I just don't want a man looking that closely at me, seeing every little thing, every little flaw, just something to pick apart. I don't want that. I don't want anybody like that. Mm-mm. Yeah, Rose says Virgo men are very judgmental. They are. It's so funny seeing like the different signs get triggered. This is hilarious. It's okay. We all have flaws. It doesn't matter what sign you are. Everybody has flaws. There's a shadow side to every sign. Every single sign has a shadow side. Mm-mm. Selena says, I'm a Virgo rising in Venus, so I get it, but exactly. That's my mm-mm. Mm-mm. I just don't need anybody like picking stuff apart all the time like that. That would annoy the hell out of me. Mm-hmm. Chrissy, how do you feel about astrocartography? Um, is that where am I thinking of the same thing where you like is that where you like find places to live based on your chart? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what astrocartography is? Cuz I think that looked I looked that up before. Just saying, what's your Venus? Gemini. I'm a Gemini Venus. Yeah, I have looked that up actually. Yeah, I won't lie, I haven't studied much about astrocartography, but I definitely believe in it for sure. I I looked at my like where I should live based on my Jupiter sign or whatever. But you know, you got to be careful with that too because it also depends on the nature of the planets in your chart. So a lot of people I know like follow their Jupiter line in astrocartography, but if your Jupiter in your chart is debilitated, then you might not want to follow that line. You get what I'm saying? So it depends on the nature of the planets in your chart. What you would want to do is follow your strongest planet. Because I know with me, the strongest planet in my chart, I think, is Uranus. So, Tika says, Chrissy, are you into witchcraft? No, um, not really. No, I do like little passive spells and manifestations and stuff, but I won't go as far to say I'm a witch, you know. I do things like I'll do like money spells on the full moon, something like that. But it's very passive. Like I'll light a green candle and then manifest, you know, do a little chant or something. But I'm not like heavy into it. Island Elegance says, "How do you know it's the strongest planet if it shows up multiple times?" No, and you definitely want to consult maybe an astrologer and do some research on your own. But based on my research, you know it's the strongest planet based on the aspects. So based on the aspects and what house it's in, you know, what sign it's in, is if it's in a sign of detriment or whatever, it's based on that those kind of things. So in my chart, Uranus, it's not in the best house, but it's the best aspected. It's not like it has the most positive aspects to other planets. So yeah, I'm gonna put this link in the chat of this astrology book. If you know, you know, I've shared it a million times, but it will tell you how to interpret your chart. And if you're really interested in it, then you definitely want to read this book because um hold on, I'm trying to find it. Because you don't want to like look at your chart and then make a mistake. You know, if you can't consult an experienced astrologer, then you need to be looking at the research and some good research too. You know, like or some good resources, some good books from people who know what they're talking about. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's the book, y'all. I put the link in the chat. I didn't even see what Sam said. What did he say? Yeah, I heard that Vedic astrology is more accurate. So I don't know too much about it. I've been looking into it. And I've said before, like, according to Vedic astrology, I'm actually a Gemini. According to them, I'm not even a Cancer. And I will say that, you know, some of what I've read in terms of Vedic astrology is accurate. Because I do act a lot like a Gemini. A lot like a Gemini. So I think in Vedic astrology, my sun sign is Gemini, and I think it's either my moon is Cancer or Mercury. I forget which one. Yeah, you guys, for those of you who are new here, like Chrissy After Dark is like open topics. It's like we talk about everything on Chrissy After Dark. And it's I'm pretty sure didn't I put in the title open topics? Yeah. So we talk about everything. We hop from different topics, so or hop between topics or whatever. Betty Boop says, I would love for you to start an astrology channel. I can't find any good creators on YouTube that actually explain everything. They just do tarot reading and I'm not interested. Yeah, I'm not confident enough to start an astrology channel. I'm not well versed enough in the topic. Like I am completely an astrology enthusiast. I'm not a professional. So I would never start a channel. But on my second channel, I'll be incorporating some astrology into that content. You'll see what I have coming up. But yeah, I love talking about astrology though. I could do this all night. Thoughts on the Slim Kim controversy? Who is Slim Kim? I have no idea who that is. Inanna says Amanda Seals is a crybaby cancer. You know what? I ain't even gonna defend her because she's a cancer, okay? Because I'm a cancer. I can be a crybaby too, but Amanda is the perfect example of a cancer who is like operating from her shadow side. Very much, well, I won't even say shadow, but just very emotional. She hasn't learned how to control her emotions yet. I was like that when I was younger. I was way too emotional. But it's like when you kind of grow up a little bit, you learn how to contain your emotions better as a cancer, usually. Just saying says self-centered and be wrong. And she's very caring. You can tell that she's passionate about social justice and stuff, but her execution is wrong, and she tries to force her opinion on other people. And I think that she may even have, I don't know her placements, but some of that shit we see don't have nothing to do with her being a cancer. There's some other placements going on there probably. Cause that aggressive behavior, that sounds like some other stuff. Bubblegum Princess says, Chrissy, have you ever done any small glamour spells? No, I haven't. I'm trying to think. Have I done a glamour spell? No. Maybe back in the day when I was younger, but not anything recently. Yeah, Samantha says she's on the spectrum. Yeah, yeah, something's going on there. Slim Kim is a femininity TikTok creator who said she likes being skinny and people are attacking her and calling her fat phobic. Oh, I didn't hear anything about that. Is she black? She a black woman? Oh, I'll have to look that up. Ain't nothing wrong if she wants to be skinny. I mean, did she say it in a negative way? Like, well, I guess if you anyway you say that, it's gonna be perceived as negative. Yeah, look. Ain't nothing wrong if you like your body type, if you like being skinny. Did she diss fat people? Did she say anything negative about fat people, or did she just say she likes to be skinny? Somebody send me the video at askchrissy at gmail.com. I would love to see it. But if she just came out and said I like to be skinny, I don't see anything wrong with that. Rose Gold said, if you want to be a big back in the Hunger Games, go ahead. I'm done. Listen, nobody wants to be big back. Y'all see Lizzo losing weight like I knew she would. Oh, Nurse Jen said, I don't think she's necessarily wrong for saying she likes to be being skinny, but it was definitely impolite. Oh, yeah, I don't get offended by shit like that. I don't care. I understand. I don't necessarily want to be skinny. But I like being average weight. I'm slightly overweight for my height, but baby, I was fat at one point, like fat. And I'm sorry. I don't like being fat. Okay. So I'm not gonna sit here and lie and be like, look, I love being plus size. No. Absolutely not. Yeah, we knew that Lizzo was gonna lose weight. Come on now. She was not happy being fat either. Most people who are fat are not happy being fat, y'all. They're not. So, oh, I think Lizzo, I'm so proud of Lizzo for losing her weight, honey. I'm proud of her. I'm glad that I think it was very brave of her to like disassociate herself from the body positivity movement. Cause she said she straight up was like, I think, what did she say? She's no longer body positivity, but it's body neutrality now. Yeah, so I'm glad she kind of took herself out of that stereotype. And, I'm glad she didn't feel like she was beholden to her fans who only followed her because, she was like this body positivity activist or whatever. So good for her. I'm happy for her. Yeah, I'm happy for her because that's another movement that just kind of went off the rails, that just kind of got a little bit too extreme. And I mean, maybe that is just the nature of movements, right? They just become, once they blow up, it just starts becoming extreme and just toxic and just cult like. Nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to deal with that. Mm-hmm. Logic says, y'all really think with all the access to dietitians, nutritionists, personal trainers, Lizzo was just gonna say fat? Exactly. And not only that, but y'all don't know this lady's life. She could have been having high blood pressure. She could have been, maybe her knees was hurting, child. I don't know. Maybe she was sweating too much. You don't know what was going on. So she probably felt like, yo, it's time to get this weight off. So I applaud her. And I'm glad she didn't give into the pressure to stay fat because her whole image that she built, for herself, she built a brand on being fat. You know how hard it is probably to, disappoint the people, all the fat women who followed her to get inspiration for being fat. And girl, I know that's hard. That's hard. So yeah, I'm happy for her. She's prioritizing her health. She wants to live longer. She wants to feel better. I'm sure she wants to look better, because y'all act like, I'm pretty sure she likes the way she looks better now that she has lost weight. I don't care what y'all say. So good for her. Mm-hmm. Yep. Sam says Missy Elliott did a 180. Yep. She sure did. And I think with Missy Elliott, that was health related too. She had to lose weight for her health. And black women, y'all can't be mad at that because we're the highest for what? Heart disease, heart failure, all kind of obesity related health issues. So whenever I see a black woman losing weight, I'm happy for her. Now, we can talk about the other stuff. Lizzo might be problematic in other areas, but when it comes to her weight loss, good for her. Yeah, diabetes, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I mean, being at an average weight, not necessarily even being skinny, but just being at an average weight, it just makes life easier, y'all. It makes life so much easier. everything about being at an average, everything about being smaller, being at an average weight is easier. You feel better, you look better, it's easier to shop for clothes. You can walk up a flight of stairs without, getting out of breath. Even though I know some skinny people who can't walk up a flight of stairs. So I guess I shouldn't say that. It just depends. But you get my point. Yeah, Bubblegum Princess says Missy's thyroid, like a lot of black women's, was taking a toll on her health for years before she got better. Yeah. Yep, and y'all better stay on top of it for the holidays too. And I gotta hold myself accountable too, because that tends to be when I gain weight during the holidays. And I said this year I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. I ordered my little meal prep meals. And I don't know, a long time ago I shared this meal prep service with you guys. It's called Herculine. They are really good, like if you're counting macros and you want to get more protein in your diet. But I ordered my little meals and I'm going to do really good. Even on Thanksgiving, I'm just going to eat a plate. I'm not going to take any leftovers home. I may take some greens home. I'm not going to lie about that. I may take some greens home. But that's it. I'm not going to take any macaroni and cheese. I'm not going to take any of the sweets, any of the pies, none of that. I'm not going to take none of that home. I'm just going to eat that one day. Now, I say that, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I feel like I'm going to do it. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. If I take a plate home, it's just going to be a little small plate. Just saying, says cornbread dressing. Listen, it already feels like it's going to be hard to do, but I'm not going to do it. Kitty says, bring the plate to me. That's so funny. Yeah, oh, I'm going to cheat on Thanksgiving. I'm going to eat on Thanksgiving, but I'm talking about the days after. Because you know what, black people, what we do, what a lot of us like to do is eat the Thanksgiving leftovers for like 3-4 days. And some of y'all eat them even longer than that. And I'm not doing that this year. I didn't do it last year either. I think I ate it for maybe 2 days. But yeah, I decided I'm not gonna do that again. I'm Shaker says, Chrissy, I know you. Listen, if I eat the leftovers, it's only gonna be one day afterward. Y'all see how I changed it from no days to one day? Because I don't know if I can do it. But if I take home the leftovers, I'm just gonna eat them one day. That's it. That's it. That's it. And I have my little meal prep containers. And what I'm gonna do is, if I take a to-go plate home, I'm gonna put everything in that one meal prep container. And that's what I'll eat the next day. And then after that's gone, it's done. I'm not going back to mama's house and getting nothing extra. None of that. So Roan Red says you already changing up. I know. It's really bad. It's bad. Dominique says, good luck, Chrissy. Thank you. I'm gonna need the luck. I'm gonna need the luck. Just Me says, I'm still on 3 days tops. V Rowan says, how big is this milk prep container? It's not that big. It's kind of big, but it's not that big. Well, see, greens are healthier. And my sister, that's one thing we've been doing. My sister has been making the healthier version of the greens. Instead of using ham hocks, she'll use turkey leg. Or is it turkey neck? I don't know. She uses turkey now, though. And they're just as good. And they're healthier. They don't have all that fat in them. You know what I'm saying? So, I can take the greens home, damn it. No, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a whole thing of greens. Like, I'm going to take a container of greens. And then in the other container, in the other container, I'm going to put the macaroni and cheese, the sweet potatoes or yams, the dressing, and a deviled egg. That's it. I'm not gonna take nothing else because telling y'all we be having so much food that ain't even all of it, but that's all I'm gonna take. Okay, I know I changed it. I did. I changed it, but that's what I'm gonna do. One day. That's it. Miss Jill says, "Hold on, now we're up to 2 containers." Yes, that's it. That's it though. I'm not gonna change it anymore after that. Y'all got me for see. Y'all shouldn't have told y'all nothing. Cause now y'all gonna be asking me. Y'all be like, "How many days did you eat your leftovers, Chrissy?" But now I can be held accountable. So I'm glad. I'm kind of glad I said something. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. One day, just the next day. That's it. And on top of that, I'm still working out anyway. So I work out 5 days a week. Don't get it twisted. Fox the Sock says it's gonna be 3. No, it's gonna be 1. It's gonna be 1 day. That's it. Thanksgiving and the day after. Yeah, so yeah, but I'm not doing all that this year. Like the all the cookies and stuff. Y'all know I was on cookie duty last year, if y'all remember. I'm not like I'm giving away all that stuff this year for Christmas. Cause we had way too many sweets last year. It was just too much going on last year. It was just too much. So I'm not doing that again. And a lot of us anyway, like we're the type of family where we will, especially my mom, because everybody loves her cooking. So she'll bake stuff and give it as gifts. And so she's already making like 2 people pumpkin roll. And then she's talking about making some cookies she never made before. And so I'm definitely gonna like, we're gonna be giving that stuff away. I mean, we do anyway, but I just feel like we just always have so much stuff. So I am just gonna make more like to go plates for other people so we won't have so many leftovers. That's another plan that I'm gonna do this year. Now for Thanksgiving, we plan to have a full house, so I don't think there'll be many leftovers for Thanksgiving. It's Christmas that I'm worried about. Yeah. Gina says, "Oh, you got one of those moms? Bless her, but you never had a chance." Yes, girl. It's hard with her. And not only that, but me and my mama, we have different genetics too. Like we're built the same, but she doesn't gain weight as easy. You know what I'm saying? So, she'll bake her little cakes and pies, and when I come over there, she'll be like, "You want some cake? I baked the cake. You want some cake?" Every time I go over there, she bakes something. She done cook something. Every single time. But she the same person. She the same woman. If I start gaining weight, she'll be like, your thighs getting a little big. You still working out. You still going to the gym. But always offering somebody some pie every time I come over there. She ain't right. She ain't right. So yeah, I be having to tell her no all the time. I be like, "No, mama, I don't want that. I can't eat that right now." Girl, my mama's disrespectful. Y'all have no idea. She is the first person to say something if I start gaining weight. The first person. Which I mean, your mama should do that. She should be honest and, tell you when you getting too big. But at the same time, why are you cooking all this food? Bubblegum Princess says she be trying. Girl, my sister be trying me too. She be, cause look, we all have different genetics. Like my sister is like a stick. She's super skinny, and she's one of those people who doesn't have to do anything to be skinny. You get what I'm saying? She can eat what she wants and still be skinny. Like it doesn't really matter. She doesn't work out. She can still be skinny. My mom, she's thick, but she's still small. She's very slim thick. Now me, I'm thick, okay? Like thick. Small waist, big hips, big butt, but I'm thick. I'm not slim thick. And if I eat too much, it can easily become fat. And so, if I can't just sit around and eat what I want like they can. But they the first ones to say something. And they both be cooking all the bad food. Both of them. Both be cooking like that. And the first ones to talk shit if I'm getting too fat. My sister does it in a real like snarky way. She'd be like, "Yeah, and I'm just worried about your weight. That's all. I just want you to be healthy." Bitch, you're not healthy. You're skinny, but you're not fucking healthy, bitch. And that's the part of thin privilege that they have. Thin people who are unhealthy, but they're thin. And I be having to tell her, I be like, "Girl, I'm not the one on blood pressure pills. I don't have high blood pressure. That's you, bitch. I don't have high cholesterol. That's you. And you're skinny. So what about that?" Girl, we be going at it. Me and my sister, we be going at it. But I will say, when I'm really working hard and she can tell that I'm working hard, she'll congratulate me. She will. She'll be like, "You look good." Alexa says, "Is that the sister you don't get along with?" Yes. We're getting along much better, though. We are. We're getting along. Yeah, we haven't had a big argument in a very, very long time. But yeah, she will still call me out if I'm getting fat, though. Her and my mom. But I just feel like they don't understand. They don't get it. They don't get it because they don't have to deal with it. Saw Baby says, "Have you tried intermittent fasting?" Yeah, yeah, I fast all the time. But I do that on accident. Like I'll go hours without eating and only eat between certain hours. Yeah, so. But yeah, I like the size I'm at now though. I don't want to get any bigger and I don't want to get any smaller. So I do want to get muscular, a little bit more muscular. Um and just like tone up a little bit, like in my midsection and my arms. So I've been really focusing on protein and I've been doing a little bit of weightlifting. No, just saying says, "I've been listening to you since you were more lenient to black men and I thought you was your mom's only child." Chrissy, no, no. My mom has 3 children and my daddy has a bunch of children. Yeah, I've taken actually a couple Pilates classes. The first time I took that Pilates class, I did not expect it to be so hard. That shit was not easy, but it definitely was fun. But you know what really is helping me tone up, and what really helped me over the summer was swimming classes. I said I was going to talk about that in another video. Like that, you would be surprised how good of a workout swimming is. And I'm definitely going to be doing that again next year. I could still do it this year, like on in the inside pool, and I might actually do that, but I don't want to get sick. Going from being in a pool out in the cold. So I don't know if I'm going to take the swimming classes or not, but well, during the summer or during the winter, but we'll see. Then Yanzi said, "What about your hair?" Well, I'm natural, so girl, I don't be worrying about that. I'll walk out with my afro, with my twist out, all of that. Usually when I go swimming though, I'll put in twists or sometimes I'll just put in a bun. Yeah, I don't worry too much about my hair. I don't need my hair all laid and, slicked down and all that. Let me tell you something, ladies. If you're trying to get fit and you're trying to lose weight, all of that hair stuff, trying to keep your hair on point, that ain't gonna work. Okay? You're gonna have to let that go. And, if you're obsessed with that, maybe you want to get a wig or whatever that you can throw on when you go out or whatever, but baby, that hair is gonna get sweat out. Like, you gonna sweat that hair out. Ain't nothing you can do about that. Yeah, braids are another option. See, I don't prefer braids because I don't like taking those things down and I just don't like the maintenance. But yeah, I see a lot of women in the gym with braids. The black women I see in the gym, some of them do have braids, like the ones who really go hard. So yeah. Yep, Miss Jill says, tell him, Chrissy, get a workout wig or braids. Exactly. Sam says, if you finna swim, might as well learn to surf. That's an exercise. Jump in the pool with a surfboard. Girl, I don't even want to tell you my surfing story because it's embarrassing, but I'm too clumsy for that. Let me just put it like that. And I did fall off that fucking surfboard. I'm not good at stuff like that. Baby, I don't know. I'm too clumsy or something. Fairy Gale says, I believe Chrissy relative is also a YouTuber. I want to say her name. Who is well, I don't know. Who is it? I have friends on YouTube and I have family on YouTube. I ain't gonna tell you who they are, but they on here. I ain't telling y'all nothing. That story is embarrassing. You know what another good workout is? Rock climbing. I actually went on a rock climbing date with a guy. He's very athletic, and when I tell you that was a workout, and it was so much fun. So if you have somewhere in your city where you can go rock climbing, definitely go do that. That is such a good workout. Fairy Gale says she has a family channel. No, none of my family has a family channel on here. SA Baby says, thank you for answering my question. Yes, an old friend of mine is no longer obese due to swimming and at home workouts. Genetics does play an important role. Yeah, definitely. And I feel like, friends and family with different genetics, they don't really understand, if they're naturally skinny, they don't understand the maintenance that it takes to stay smaller or at an average weight. And they just think it's so easy. But it's work. Every day it's work, especially if you don't have the best relationship with food. And y'all know, I love food. I love sweets. I love candy. I love all the wrong things. So it's not easy, especially if it's easy for you to gain weight. Like my sister, she doesn't like the best food either. She drinks alcohol a lot. She drinks a lot of alcohol. She loves red meat, which is probably why she has high blood pressure. She loves the wrong things too, but she's skinny, so it's like she can get away with it more. So, I feel like the skinny family members, people with different genetics, they don't get it. They don't get it. How old is my sister? She's in her 50s. She's up there. She's old. Older. I'll say she's older. Mel says, so you can't tell. Can't tell what? Oh, that she's unhealthy? Yeah, you can't tell. Like, my diet is better than hers. I work out more than she does, but you would never know by looking at us. You would never know. You would think that she was the one that was meal prepping and eating healthy and working out and watching her weight, but she's definitely. Now, you probably would be able to tell if we both were to run up a flight of stairs, because I'm pretty sure she would be tired. I'm pretty sure she would be. But yeah, it is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta deal with the cards that you're dealt, and those are the cards I was dealt. I know that I gain weight easily, so I just have to stay on top of it and do what I need to do. And thankfully, um, I'm one of those people where the weight goes in the quote unquote right place. So even with me, like, I wear my weight very, very well, but I'm also short. So, when you're short and you're thick, you can easily start looking like a butterball if you eat the wrong things for a long period of time, or if you don't stay on top of your workout. But I will say I do have an advantage because of my body type too. So that matters too, like how you're built. Yeah, I'm curvy too. So, um, I can get away with being bigger, but I just prefer not to be too big. Have y'all seen like those real big girls on Instagram? Like they're they have like the little waist and the big butt and the big hips, but they're just ginormous, like almost like a cartoon character. Like it just doesn't look real. And I guess they're on there to appeal to men or something. I'm pretty sure that's why. I'm pretty sure that's why. But that's how I would look if I were to gain a bunch of weight. I would just look like a cartoon character. And I don't want to look like that. And I don't want that kind of attention. So, no, some of them don't have BBL. Some of it's like natural. Some of it's natural. I'm not talking about the girls with BBL. I'm talking about like the natural girls. Cause sometimes, well, I think the girls, like some of the plus size girls they post on like on Fashion Nova, I think some of them have BBLs. But some of those girls, those are natural bodies. They're just, that's how they're built. Sweet Essie says, Chrissy, we should all do a weight loss challenge together. You know what? Maybe that's a good idea. What should it be? Like, what should we do? Because the holidays are coming up. I definitely need some help during the holidays as far as staying on track. I know I'm not the only one. So, give me some ideas. Essie says those plus size Fashion Nova models most likely have Lipo 360. Really? Oh, girl, I didn't know that. And see, I think sometimes sometimes I can, well, most of the time I think I can tell when a woman has a BBL, but there are a lot of women in my family that are built like that. We naturally have small waists, big butts, big hips. So, I don't automatically be like, "Oh, she got a BBL," because I know women in real life who have that body type. So, I don't know, maybe I'm a little naive when it comes to that. Cuz some of the girls got it, naturally. Usually you can tell with the legs cuz my family, we got the legs to match that body type. Taylor says, have you heard Flo's new? No, I need to listen to it. Cause some of y'all brought it up on the community tab post I made about new music. I gotta listen to that. Definitely gonna listen to Flo's album. But yeah. If y'all look on my community tab, that's the new music I'm listening to. And I still gotta I looked at some of y'all suggestions and I'm gonna go through there and listen to some new music. But right now, I really like Megan's new album. I think the production on her new album is really good. Um, I like a few songs on Glorilla's album. I love that Diet Pepsi song from what's her name? Addison. I love Tana Rail. I think that's her name. I love her. I think she has an EP. Tana Rail. I'm still stuck on Doechie's album. I love Doechie's album. I love that Tink and Summer Walker song. But I need some new music, so I'm definitely going to listen to Flo's new album. And it was some other stuff y'all recommended on there, so I'm definitely listening to that. Or all of your suggestions. Oh, Selena says, I saw Tana Rail in concert. Really? Yeah, she is beautiful, and she's talented. I love her music. And then I saw that Coco came out with a Christmas song, didn't she? So I gotta go listen to that. Oh, I heard about Kendrick Lamar's album. I haven't listened to it. He still beefing with everybody? Because somebody was like, he was calling out Lil Wayne and some other people. I was like, dang, Kendrick. Like, he going off on everybody. He's upset. I'm not a big fan of Tyla's music, but I feel like her latest song I kind of liked. I forget what it's called, but I saw the video and I was like, oh, this song isn't that bad. Okay, yeah. I'm not a big fan of Kendrick, but I do want to listen to see what all the smoke is about. Cause I'm nosy. Yeah, that Heart of a Woman, Summer Walker, that is my shit. That is like some old school R&B, like that takes me back to like 90s, early 2000s. Summer Walker snapped on Heart of a Woman. I love that song. Um I also love Oxytocin by Malia. I love that song. And you know what? I like Luke Combs' new song. Ain't No Love in Oklahoma. Like, and I'm not a big country fan, but that is my shit. That's my shit. So yeah, give me all the new songs, all the new albums, all genres. I like it all, honey. Goddess says, oh, I had food poisoning and I've lost 10 pounds. Are you better now? I hope you feel better. That sucks. Rose says, Chrissy needs to make a music review channel. Y'all want me to make channels on everything, don't you? Want me to make an astrology channel, a music review channel. But you know what? After I finally get my second channel going, I thought about that because I'm just so much like in work mode right now and wanting to, I will say creative mode, just wanting to like create different things. I might fuck around and make some other channels. I might do it. I'm thinking about it. Now, this may just be me, in my Mars return talking where I just feel really motivated to do things, but yeah. Bree Bree says, well, you said you weren't a vlog girly. No, I'm not at all. I'm not at all. But y'all want me to talk about everything. Oh my goodness. Miss Jill says, Chrissy, you would be a great music reactor. You have diverse taste. I don't know. I don't know. I'll put that on the list. I might do that. I might do that. But girl, I gotta get this second channel going first. Like, I can't even figure out how to balance two channels. So I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure it out. But there's so many things I want to do. Y'all have no idea. So many different things. And I just feel like me going through this Mars return, it just has me like, and you know, another thing I did was like, I just been really like learning how to interpret my chart a little bit better. And apparently, like this whole, like I said, Uranus is the strongest planet in my chart. So the whole social media thing, like that's in the stars for me. So I probably need to make multiple channels like a lot of other people do. Like I know some YouTubers on here that are very successful and they have like 10 channels. You know, and they hire people to run the channel. So maybe I need to get on it and just do that somehow. I'm gonna figure it out. Cause I am good at the social media thing, you know, and I have so many ideas. So I don't know, girl. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Oh yeah, Pluto is an Aquarius. It sure is. That's a conversation for another day. Uh Amara says, random question, but a guy I was talking to got mad at me for asking for money. Has that ever happened to you, Chrissy? I plan to block dude in the morning. No, that's never happened to me, but how long have you been knowing him? Did you ask him too early? But yeah, you if he's got mad and he's, you know, doesn't want to give you any money, yeah, still block him. But sometimes that can happen if you ask too early or if you come across as kind of thirsty, you know. It just depends. Essie says, "How do I become a faceless content creator?" Girl, you just become one. Just do it. Just start putting content out there without your face showing. And make sure you have a compelling topic and some good slides on the video cuz that helps. Even though, you know, when I started um I wasn't really good at like the slides and the transition and stuff. I just had you know, really good subject matter. So, you know, if you can find a good niche to get into, some compelling topics to cover, you know, I think you'll do well. 3 weeks. That's a little early. Um that's a little, I won't say that's early because, you know, I've gotten money from men in the first 3 weeks, but they were generous. You know, they offered things. So it sounds like to me that maybe he's not generous. Has he taken you out to any nice places or wined and dined? And you know, I'll just put y'all up on some game when it comes to like asking men for money. They have to feel like you genuinely like them, even if you don't. Um, and they have to be generous. So yeah, Selena says if he's stingy, there's no point. Exactly. If he's not generous, no point. Yeah, Dominique says you got to gauge what type of guy he is. Yeah, some guys like you to ask, some guys like you to suggest, some guys like you to just wait until they give something to you. Um, but it just depends on the guy. And, you know, if you haven't already established if he's generous or not after 3 weeks, if he's not already been generous, then yeah, chances are he probably wasn't going to give you the money anyway, ever. Yeah, I see a lot of people talking about Wicked. My mom really wants to go see it, so I'll probably take her to see it. I personally don't want to see it, but uh I'll save my opinions for after I see it. I'll just put it like that. I'll save my opinions until after I see the movie. And if I feel compelled to do a review, I'll come back and do one for you guys. But people have been really raving about that movie. Yeah, Maya says this is why I'm celibate. I'm tired of the games. Yeah, and I feel like with generous men, you don't have to play games. They're just gonna be generous, you know? And so if you gotta do too much work to get money and get wine to dine, you probably just need to move on, you know? It's really not that hard with a man that's generous. Yeah, Roan read your so many people have been asking me to review Wicked, and I'm like, I don't know, I haven't seen it, so yeah, we'll see. I haven't seen the Broadway play, no. Mm-mm. Yeah, Miss Felis Caddis. That's where I was at with it, and I don't want to say nothing because I don't want to rain on nobody's parade. But let me watch the movie first, and then I'll get back to you guys because I told you a long time ago I'm trying not to give my opinion on trailers when it comes to like representation of black women and stuff. I'm not trying to, trying to give my immediate reaction on what I think the optics are. But if you know me, you already know what I think about the optics of that movie. You already know. But I'm going to save my opinion until after I see the movie. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. But I do know my mom really wants to go see it. So I know I'm going to see it. I'm going to take her to see it. So I'll let you guys know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Y'all are saying a lot of the thoughts I had. You're saying a lot of the thoughts I already had. Mm-hmm. That too, NJH. I thought about that too. Because Cynthia definitely has had some slick shit to say about Americans. Yep, yep, yep. You know what? What I think is funny, like her and Lena Waithe, girl. I know that that's kind of some mess. That ain't got nothing to do with the movie, but I'm just saying, girl. Did Lena a woman, her wife for that woman? Is that what happened? Didn't I talk about the masculines earlier and how ain't shit the masculines were? Whether or not they female, they ain't shit. That lady cheated on her wife with Cynthia. Lena Waithe ain't shit. She ain't shit. She one of the masculines that ain't shit. Yeah, I forget what exactly Cynthia said about Americans, but she was talking shit. Am I getting the story wrong? I don't know if okay. I don't know if Lena actually cheated on her wife with Cynthia, but that's what I heard. That's what I heard. Alexis, I don't remember exactly. Does anybody remember what Cynthia said about Americans, Black Americans? Chocolate Princess says no. This breaks my lesbian heart. Yeah, if I'm getting the story right, that I think that's what. Now, okay, something may have been already going on within the marriage, but that's why Cynthia and Lena hid their relationship for so long because people were calling Cynthia like a home wrecker, and they were saying how Lena ain't shit because she, she started seeing Cynthia while she was still married or whatever. Yeah, girl. Rose says, I didn't know Cynthia. Girl, her and Lena are together, honey. They're together. They're a item. They're a thing. Mm-hmm. Chocolate Princess, why is a lesbian? I never heard of this. Yes, girl, I'm nosy, and I was looking on because like I said, I was getting recommended all of the like the Wicked promo, and so I was being nosy, and I went over there to Lena's page, and I saw her posting all of Cynthia's stuff, and you know they be posted booed up together and stuff. I can't believe you didn't know that. Mm-hmm. And at one point, Cynthia, I think it was for Lena's birthday or something, Cynthia gave this long tribute to her. So yeah, they've been, they've been seeing each other for a while. They just been quiet about it. What? Didn't Halle Berry kiss her when she was her fiance? Huh? Halle Berry kissed who? Roan Red says, I had no idea. Both Cynthia and Ariana have messy relationships. Yes, girl. They both a mess. Bubblegum Princess says the real tea is Ariana and Cynthia are beefing allegedly. I ain't heard that. They be looking all buddy buddy and stuff on the red carpet, but that don't necessarily mean nothing. But yeah, I haven't heard about them beefing. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that. NJH says crying together and shit. Jules says her and Ariana look like couples in those interviews. Yeah, I saw a meme that Lena posted on her Instagram, and it says something like Glenda might be in the closet or something like that, talking about Ariana's character and how her and what's her name, Cynthia, be kind of like in a relationship in their promo pictures and stuff. It's like they be kind of flirty, kind of. I don't know. That's what the girls are saying. But that is funny. That whole drama is so funny to me. Maya says I saw someone saying they're bumping pocketbooks. I wouldn't be surprised if Ariana swings, but why are y'all? Girl, I don't know. Mm-mm. Hannah says someone said they cry in every interview because they're hungry. Yeah, Yeah, you can tell they're really thin. They've lost a lot of weight. Oh, Rose says Ariana said she was buying a song. Oh, okay. That's interesting. What? Sweet Essie says Lena gave her wife a shut up ring because she cheated for like 7 years before she got married. What? Look, I didn't know none of that. And see, that's what I'm saying. I heard through the grapevine. I ain't gonna say who I heard it from, but I heard it from a credible source, okay? That Lena is a stud whore. I heard that about her. Like she be tricking on girls and everything. Like I heard she so I don't know how long this whole thing between her and Cynthia is gonna last. But I heard Lena be out in them streets. I don't know. That's just what I heard. Allegedly. Allegedly. Yes. Lena she a stud dusty. That's what I'm saying, y'all. The masculines. The masculines. They don't have no discipline. It don't matter if it's the male or female. That's just how the masculines are. So don't think that you just gonna all of y'all talking about I'ma leave men alone, decenter men, and I'm just gonna date a woman. Don't get a mask. Cause if you think it's gonna be that much different, I'm telling you it's not. It's not. Cause I'm telling you, these studs ain't shit. Especially if they got a little bit of money. And a lot of them try to, the black ones especially, they be trying to act just like black men. So I'm just saying, don't put nothing past these women, especially if they're masculine. Don't put nothing past them. Bubblegum Princess says, your best bet is to get a girly girl. You have more of a chance. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. Selena says, nope. Nope, masks. Oh my goodness. See, us girlies who like masculinity, it's like we don't have a choice. I don't like feminine men. I don't like feminine. I'm not attracted to femme. You know what I mean? I'm just not attracted to that. So what I'm saying is, listen, for the ladies who still gonna date and you're attracted to masculine people, whether that be male or female, you gonna take a risk. And most of them ain't shit. So you better make sure they got some money. Cause that's the only time it's worth it a little bit. And even then, I'm not gonna say it's worth it, but I'm just saying, like, if you know that masculines have a propensity to cheat and do all the things that masculine people do, why would you date a broke one? Why would you date a broke one? Yeah, money and generous. And of course, character matters. I have to say that because y'all be acting like I never say it. Of course, vet a man's character, all of that stuff. But he just can't be broke. And he can't be stingy. Oh, but anyway, y'all, it's been 2 hours and a half. I have to pee. It's been fun. It's been fun. I don't know when I'll be on here next. But I have an idea for my next video, so hopefully it won't be too long. I love masculine men, honey. Listen, I think I've already decentered men, okay? I don't need to learn how to do that, but baby, let me tell you something. I'm never not gonna deal with men, so I support you 4B ladies and all of that, but I'm always gonna date. Always. But yeah, anyway, this was fun, y'all. I'll come back and see y'all soon. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you should subscribe to the second channel. I will be posting on there. I don't know when, but it's still a thing. We're still gonna start posting over there. So yeah, the link is in the description box. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Love you guys. Bye.